as we go along with the webinar. So that's it for our house rules. Okay, to kick off, please allow me to introduce to you the hardworking and diligent president of PSITE Central Luzon to deliver his welcome remarks. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Joey M. Suba.
Thank you very much, Sir George.
You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Faculty members, department heads, deans, and representatives from LGU and DepEd from Region 1, Region 4A, NCR, and of course, the participants from Central Luzon, Region 3, coming from different provinces like Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, Bataan, Bulacan, Zambales, Pampanga, and Aurora. The resource speakers for this afternoon, guests, the Wacom marketing team, and of course, the officers and provincial or area coordinators of the site Central Luzon. Welcome to this webinar, Wacom Education. It is indeed our gratitude and joy, despite the short notice, you managed to join us. A warm of applause to us. Pen computers, pen displays, pen tablets, smart pads, and interactive class quiz tools by Wacom and ClassPoint. These digital tools can pave the way for e-learning and remote teaching. In the digital world we live now, it is essential and a great need that teachers be equipped themselves with innovative educational technology tools. Teaching tools that will aid classroom learning and tools for building interactive lessons. These are my tips in partnership with Wacom and ClassPoint. Never stop learning. Explore new ways. Let the world of new possibilities, that is Philippine Society of IT Educators, Central Luzon or Region 3. We aim for better education with Wacom and ClassPoint. Let us listen attentively for the sharing of Wacom and ClassPoint. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that by participating in this webinar, we are in the right place, right time, and right choice of spending your valuable time. And hopefully you can cascade to your friends and colleagues. As part of the upcoming International Research Conference on May 7, 2021, Wacom will help us in the competition, and sooner they will contact you for your digital tools needs. Mr. Caleb Jan Nicolas, Mr. Julius Rivera, and Dr. Jan Yan. We value your support to Central Luzon. Thank you very much. Again, good afternoon and welcome to this webinar.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Dr. Suba. Now, to start the webinar proper, I would like to call on to the virtual platform the marketing manager of Wacom, Mr. Caleb Jan A. Nicolas, to share his thoughts about Wacom for Education.
Hello, good afternoon, PSITE. So, once again, thank you so much for inviting the Wacom Philippines team to share something to you, an exciting ideas on what are the initiatives of Wacom that can help our educators here in Philippines. So first of all po pala, I would like to mention the presence of our regional officers, Mr. Fariz Halim and Mr. Um, Adriel, Adriel Chan, sorry. So Adriel and Fariz, you can say hi to our PSITE members and also from the program heads and deans of our PSITE region.
Yeah.
So to
Hi.
all of you,
Hi, everybody.
So,
Thanks for inviting us to this session. Looking forward to what Caleb has to share
Hi
with
everyone.
everybody. Yep.
yes,
So
thank you.
let's have a good webinar
Yep.
session.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's right. Hope everyone enjoy. Yeah.
thank you.
thank you so much, Fariz and Adriel. And also, hindi rin kumpleto yung Wacom Philippines team without the local representative. So I would like to also call on Mr. Julius Rivera, our country manager for Wacom Philippines, and also Michelle Ileto, the Wacom evangelist.
Hi.
Okay,
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that this is just a start of the webinar sessions that we'll be having with PSITE and PSITE Region T. Moving forward, we'll further develop the contents of this webinar to really focus on Wacom connecting to online education or remote teaching. So we would like to share our best practices, best knowledge on how we could connect Wacom technology to online education and home learning education. So hopefully, guys, this is just the first, and we could have a series of webinars together with PSITE and PSITE Region 3 to be specific. Thank you guys for inviting us over here, and hope we could have a meaningful and we can learn a lot from this session. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
okay. And lastly po pala, I think hindi po naka-join, but later we will be presenting a program or application that can really help our teacher that will be presented by Mr. or Dr. Jan Yan of I Know or ClassPoint. So, ano pang hinihintay natin? So, let's start the webinar by sharing my screen since there's a lot to talk about for our Wacom education initiatives. So, okay, minimize that one. Okay, for Wacom education. So first things first po muna, I would like to also recognize the presence of our deans, program heads, students of PSITE Region 3 and PSITE NCR Region 1, and everyone that attended this webinar. So let's formally start na rin by introducing first the brand. So first things first, who is Wacom? So number one, Wacom is a Japanese brand that was established in the year of 1983. And also we are the proprietor or the one who developed the electromagnetic resonance technology to be used in animation and digital arts and right now for education. So our technology was actually used by a lot of well-known brands such as Lenovo, HP, Samsung, and many more. And because of this, because of the very good technology that we developed, we became the industry standards for animation that was where our products are being used by Walt Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and so on. So we always have this connotation ever since that Wacom were introduced in the market that Wacom is only a product for animation or digital arts. But as time goes by, this actually changed. And at the same time, um, Wacom technology are also the one who really paved the way for a paperless age in the cyber age that we have right now. So let's have an overview on the education. So we all know that education is actually evolving. So when the pandemic hits last year, this really expedites yung process natin on transitioning from the physical classroom setup to a more digital approach on teaching. So when the pandemic hits nga po last year, we all know that a lot of schools, almost all of the schools and universities required their students and teacher to do their learning or teaching in a virtual setup or in the comfort of their home. And aside from this, education is evolving. Number one, it's more interactive. Since ever since, diba, the more interaction that we do, in our classroom, speaking on behalf of teachers, this is a good sign that our students are really learning from you. So we really value and also highlight the interaction during the learning. So at least the retention of our students will have a more higher chance, at the same time, higher percentage. At the same time, it's a joined up approach. So we all know that teaching is, or let's say education is not just a one-sided. So it should be a harmonious or a two-way relationship between students and teachers, that the teacher will teach and the students will give feedback to assure if he or she is learning dun sa subject at hand. At the same time, it is also an applied knowledge. We all know that education is no longer just a theoretical. It should be an applied knowledge. So a lot of our engineers, for example, teachers, they first have their education in a university, but they put that in a practice after they graduated. So right now, the education are evolving wherein um, on the universities pa lang or the school pa lang mismo, they are right now practicing or applying the knowledge that they're teaching. At the same time, the education is now causing a digital disruption. So this also required a lot of brands, not just Wacom, but at the same time for laptops, hard drives, they release products to really suit the needs of our teachers and our universities. So right now, Philippines is somewhat medyo left behind na rin po in digitizing or para makasabay po sa technology ng education worldwide. So later in our webinar, furthermore, I'm going to discuss to you the exciting cases na wherein Wacom technology are really evolving the way on how we approach the education. So which we're looking forward that this can also be applied here in Philippines. Since students and teachers should know the current trend and technology that we have for education. Okay, so Wacom is the power behind education's digital evolution. Why? Number one, we have a very good digital pen. So this has an ergonomic design, low maintenance, and accurate than a mouse. So this is actually a good chance to tackle that topic of our teachers who is currently teaching their students virtually for prolonged hours. So sometimes by using your mouse, it causes strain both on the hands of our teachers and with the use of Wacom, with the pen technology that we have, this is our ergonomic design that really helps or promotes a good posture for your hands. And at the same time, this is low maintenance na product. So unlike laptops na, let's say in a few months time, by continuous using that kind of laptop, it will cause sometimes a problem or issue sa device. But with Wacom, this is actually proven not just by teachers, but I can say by hardcore animators or hardcore digital artists. Just to give you a background, um, most of our artists po na partner ng Wacom, they've been using their Wacom devices for, let's say, more than 5 years. And they can still use it up until today. So doon natin po makikita that this product really really boost their our quality, and this will really help the new teachers natin to have a good investment. Okay, and at the same time, it is a device for everything. So we all know that there will be products that are currently released on market that it's very complicated, and sometimes it also requires a lot of the users just to install and for them to use that kind of product. But let's say if we have this kind of product that is very user friendly and at the same time it can help you improve your e-teaching. So we have Wacom. So I'll be discussing then later that Wacom is not really that a complicated product, that it's a user friendly and it can also help din yung mga users natin that is not really technologically savvy. So at the same time, we are the digital ink leaders. So we're leading the way in evolving the pen and ink technology for education. Okay, so how can we gauge that we have an effective digital education? Number one, it should have an enhanced engagement, an integrated flexibility, and lastly, a low cost or low effort. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's first discuss the enhanced engagement. So here at Wacom, we really wanted to highlight the interaction between students and teachers. Okay, so especially on this time, which is the pandemic and also virtual learning, there are a lot of distractions and also temptations for students not to listen to their teachers while having the session with them. Kasi syempre, nasa bahay, the comfort of their home sometimes causes a lot of distractions. So, I'm not just saying that when you use your Wacom, you can already eliminate this distraction. But what I'm saying is, it limits or at the same time really highlights the way teacher share their thoughts and also promote engagement between their students. Since we actually have some products of Wacom, let's say especially the pen display, these are actually the products that can serve as your second monitor. So let's put in a perspective, for example, that you're a teacher, okay? You're using your laptop as your main tool for virtual teaching. But pag nag-share screen ka, what will happen? Hindi mo na makikita yung attendees mo or yung mga listeners mo. So sometimes you're discussing their topics but hindi mo nakikita yung reaction or kung ano ba talaga yung ginagawa ng mga students mo since your screen are actually this one. So hindi mo makita attendees mo but with the use of Wacom or specifically the pen displays of Wacom, you can use that as your second monitor, which means the display on your pen display Wacom can be used for sharing your screen. Then the monitor for your laptop can be used can cast the display for your students. So real time, you're discussing your topic or your subject, but on another monitor that you have on your laptop or computer, you can see your students. Okay, so that's a good enhanced engagement. So I'm not just saying this as well for virtual learning, but let's say let's have it in a hybrid or on-site learning. So if you have your Wacom with you, there are a lot of universities na rin that really utilizing their laboratories or sometimes their classroom wherein they put Wacom pen tablets that they can use instead of using paper or pen. So with the use of Wacom, it promotes you a more greener na approach since you're not really using papers, but at the same time, you're really introducing your students in more technological advance that are being used in worldwide. So when our students enter the workforce, mas ready na sila and wala na po masyadong ganong adjustment period on them. Since on the school pa lang, they're already trained to use technology, not just for learning, but also in a practical way of manner. Okay, so another effective way on how we can gauge that it's an effective learning, it should have an integrated flexibility. So my point earlier po kanina, di ba, that there are some products that is very complicated, that it takes much time for you to prepare or use it for a certain kind of program. But the good thing about Wacom is it's not a very complicated product. Actually, once you install the driver and connect it with your computer, the device is already a plug and play. And at the same time, Wacom is not exclusive to be used on a program. It can be used in both non-creative and creative applications. Let's give an example. On our office-based na approach or office-based working, um, a very good example of this is you need to sign, for example, you need to sign a document. Okay, so the principal, for example, or the dean sent you a PDF file for you to sign. Okay, so ang gagawin natin para ma-sign natin yung PDF document na yon, syempre, di ba, we're going to print it out. Okay, so step 1, print out the document. Step 2, sign the document. Physically sign it since may meron ka ng paper copy eh. So, sasign mo siya using your traditional pen. Then step 3, syempre, since na-sign na siya, ang gagawin natin, we need to save a copy of the signed document. So, what we're going to do, we're going to scan the document. Okay, so that's the step 3. So, from printing, signing, scanning, then after saving it for keepsake, sometimes it runs a lot 4 steps or 5 steps. But let's say if with the use of Wacom, you can eliminate that yung maraming steps na yon into sabihin natin 2 na lang. Okay, so once you have the document, just have your Wacom, since you have your Wacom, you can open up your Adobe, we call this Adobe Acrobat, or any PDF application for signing that you can use. Sign directly using your Wacom, so that's step 1. And step 2, just save. So 2 steps na lang ginagawa natin. It's a very easy way and also a fast way to sign a document. So that's just one of the main examples that we can do. So going back, once you signed the document and saved it, if you need a physical document of the signed one, you just have to print out the digitally signed document. So ang dali niya, 'di ba? You just have to open your Adobe Acrobat, sign the document, and boom, you have your signed na copy na. So another example that we can do is you can use this in a lot of different operating system. So you can use this on Windows, on Mac, and right now on Chrome OS. So Chrome OS, these are actually the operating system that is currently used by Chromebooks, or the Chromebooks are the laptops na ginagamit ng mga teachers natin, since it's more affordable and it also enough to really suit yung mga works ng teachers. So right now, we're working with OS of Windows, Mac, and also Chrome OS. And also, siguro just another benefit lang din with the use of Wacom is you can use this on selected Android devices. So if you don't have your laptop or any device with you, you can use it on your phone, an Android-based na device. Okay, and lastly, an effective digital learning should be low cost and low effort. So we have this connotation since we all know that Wacom is a quality brand. But together with the brand na Wacom, ang first na papasok sa isip natin that mahal siya. Hindi siya afford ng masses natin. But what if I tell you that Wacom already released a product that that is affordable and at the same time doesn't sacrifice the Wacom quality that we know of. So let me give you an example. There are products like One by Wacom and Wacom One that is positioned in teachers or educators na really looking for affordable option for them to use on their teaching. So it's a low cost, but at the same time, it's not hindi siya mabilis masira. Yun yung gusto ko sabihin na it can really last you for a long time since we're using an industry grade material, and the way we manufactured tablets that is already in an industry standard for a lot of animation studios that is really working on a digital platform. So, with the 40 years of digital pen and ink leadership, we are trusted by millions. We have a proven technology, and we hold a 1,600 patents on digital pen technology. Okay, so this is the point of my presentation, wherein I'll be sharing you some of the things we do or things that are being done in different universities worldwide that they incorporate the technology on how they teach their students. Okay, so I know this is not possible currently the moment because of the ECQs and quarantines in a lot of area since most of our schools din talaga are closed. But let's say if we successfully beat COVID and we already have the mass immunity, which is the 70% of our population are already vaccinated. So let's say we're going back to a um, on-site classroom setup in the way we teach our students. What we can do right now is prepare yung students natin or improve the way we teach um, our subjects. Okay, so on-site classroom teaching, you can see here on the photo. It provides you a more meaningful interaction, familiar but digital teaching, easy and flexible installation. So let's discuss this one by one. So on this case kasi, what we currently done on, I think it's on Technical University of Belmont. So what Wacom did on this kind of approach is traditionally kasi 'di ba, our teachers or our educators have their blackboard or whiteboard behind them. Then they have either a chalk or pentel pen for them to write or annotate yung topics nila na ituturo within that day. But sometimes the issue about this is whenever you write or teach to your students while writing sa blackboard or whiteboard, ang nakaharap sa students mo is yung likod mo. And sometimes, since nakaharap yung or nakatalikod ka sa students mo, it sometimes doesn't highlight the interaction that much. Since you're glued on the things that you're writing on the blackboard, and sometimes hindi mo na nakikita yung reaction or natututukan yung students natin. But what if we change that in a more interactive way? Okay, so here's a suggestion or ginagawa ng other universities with the use of Wacom. They have their pen display in front of them. They have their projector, wherein that projector projects the presentation or subject na tinuturo ng teacher. So, if may gusto man siyang i-annotate or i-highlight sa presentation niya, he or she can use the pen display in front of them to annotate. Let me give you an example. So currently, I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'm having this presentation with every one of you, but what I can actually do is to annotate real time without me having to exit this presentation and just write something here. So for MS PowerPoint, I can go here, which is the pen icon, then click pen. Then if you're using Wacom in front of you, let's imagine na you have your Wacom and yung students mo nasa harap mo. If may gusto kang i-highlight or gawing formula while teaching, you can do that real time. Sabi natin, 4 plus 4 equals 8. So we can see here that this is not really new. It's like you're doing the same thing sa Blackboard, but right now, you're making use of the technology that is available. So while writing or annotating, you're still in front of your students and it causes a more interactive approach with them. Okay? So discard ko lang po ang aking annotation. Okay, so at the same time, it's easy and flexible. So in this setup, what is the best product? So we can have the Cintiq Pro lineup, or yeah, Cintiq Pro 24 lineup. But we all know that Philippine market is in a segment na looking for more affordable option. What we can have is actually Wacom One or Cintiq 16. So these are all products that can be easily installed in your auditoriums or in your classroom to further encourage or improve the way we teach. Okay, so on this case study kasi, just like what I've mentioned, on Technical University of Vermont, ang challenge ng on-site classroom teaching, kadalasan, if we're going to incorporate the technology of Wacom, it sometimes challenge or really required the teachers that are not really technologically savvy na magsulat or gamitin yung pen display sa harap nila. But just like what I mentioned, Wacom is a brand that really replicates the way or the traditional way we do drawings or writing in a piece of paper and regular pen. So just imagine that Wacom or the pen display that you have is the paper and the stylus is your pen. So I think the transition ng mga teachers natin will not be very hard or hindi siya ganun kahirap since they're very much familiar with the use of paper and pen. Okay? So that's the on-site classroom setup. Okay, so let's go to remote online teaching. So we all know that this is actually very timely. Kasi 'di ba, when the pandemic hits, yung mga teachers natin nasa bahay na lang sila to teach their students. But you can actually use pen tablets and pen display to teach virtually sa students mo. As you can see here on the photo, um, your desk or yung mismong room or yung home office mo can serve as your digital classroom. So sometimes, diba, our teachers are using Zoom for their teaching, MS Teams, WebEx. These applications can work seamlessly with Wacom. So let me give you a very good example then. Okay, so since we have this Zoom platform that we're a DP webinar, I can actually use this Zoom for me to write down or annotate during my lecture. So for example, here in Zoom, you have annotate option. So here in annotate option, imagine I'm currently using my Wacom and I can write down all the things I want or I want to highlight to my students. So if you have your pen display with you, okay, you can use this as your second monitor. Annotate. I'm sorry about that. Okay, erase natin siya. Oops. Okay, there we go. So with the remote setup, you can really use or maximize yung use mo ng Zoom, ng MS Teams mo, and a lot of applications kayo talaga for video conferencing are trying to update their application that can suit the needs of teachers. And by this, nauna na yung Wacom. Wacom is ready to be used in online teaching. So you can teach intuitively. So let me give you an example kung bakit we wanted to really highlight the use of Wacom in e-learning. So the very good example of this is the teachers of math or the math teachers. We all know that the math subject is a very challenging topic to discuss if hindi mo napapakita yung solutions. So the teachers right now, when they transition to remote learning, paano kayo nila ipapakita yung solutions? So ano ba? Mag-open ba ako ng Microsoft Word or gagamitin ko ba yung mouse ko pang sulat? And when you're using mouse, ang hirap magsulat, to be honest. But what if you use Wacom? You have your pen with you, that it's very easy to handle and more accurate, that can replicate the way you write with the pressure sensitivity that we have. So when you're teaching math, ang dali mo nga yung magsulat ng solutions to your students. So it's more easier and mas intuitive then, not just for the teacher but also to students. So di ba nasabi nga natin kanina, it should promote and enhance engagement. So it should be a two-way between the professor or teacher and their students. Okay, so we actually have another case with the remote online teaching. Sorry, I think hindi siya available. Pero nevertheless, we don't really need the case because ito yung experience ngayon ng mga teachers natin. Diba? So they do their teaching in the comfort of their home. That's why since last year, there was a spike demand on pen tablets and pen display of Wacom. Since a lot of teachers are really wanted to improve the way they teach their students without using their mouse. Instead, they use their Wacom to replace their mouse, then teach comfortably using the Wacom pen tablets or pen displays. Okay, so if ever na this we beat COVID or sabihin natin we manage to control the pandemic. So hopefully we can transition to a hybrid or blended learning. Caleb, what is hybrid or blended learning ba? So this is actually a way on really cater yung maraming students natin na hindi kayang i-encapsule isang limited space. So ang gagawin ng hybrid learning is there will be some students that is currently on classroom and there will also be students that is attending via online class. So ang challenge dito, if you're not using the technology that we have, if we're going to transition to a hybrid setup, it's like you have your webcam with you. So it's like you're teaching sa students mo sa classroom, then you have your blackboard behind you. Then dun ka mag-explain. So it may be good for the students na nasa classroom, pero hindi siya ganon ka-effective na pagtuturo when you're doing a hybrid or there will be some students na nanonood sa'yo via video conferencing application. So let's incorporate the Wacom technology on this one. So, di ba, from my first case is the on-site classroom teaching. They are using Wacom. Then, what if on your classroom, you have your Wacom with you, you have your laptop for the video conferencing sa mga students nating nakikinig sa via Zoom, for example. You can use that the Wacom to show or to explain your ideas mo sa presentation mo using the projector behind you. But at the same time, that's annotation na ginagawa mo can also be reflected sa Zoom. So isipin mo, it's like you're hitting two birds in one stone. So you're intuitively teaching your students with the use of Wacom na nasa classroom mo siya. And at the same time, kung ano man yung sinusulat mo or ano man yung hina-highlight mo on your presentation are also reflected sa Zoom call mo sa video conferencing. So the students na nasa classroom are effectively learning. At the same time, yung mga students na nasa video conferencing call are also learning. So yun yung gusto natin gawin kasi universities on other countries are really transitioning to a hybrid setup. So they have their physical students and they have their online students learning at the same time. Okay, so here's the case study that we have with St. Leo universities. So what is the challenge? So it should be improved collaboration between faculty, students across the United States taking in-class, hybrid, and online courses. So that's my point rin kanina na explain. with the use of Wacom kasi, you can teach your students on classroom same time with the students mo na nasa video conference or nasa online call. So it's more easier to do that instead of having to write down your topics in a blackboard or whiteboard na hindi siya ganun agad mababasa ng mga sa video conferencing app. So that's why. Okay, so this will be the last section of my presentation. So what is the best product for teachers and universities to use if you wanted to incorporate the technology of Wacom to your online teaching or hybrid setup? So for Wacom, we do have pen display and pen tablets. So Caleb, what is the difference between pen tablets and pen display? So it's very easy. Pen tablets, these are the products of Wacom that has no screen or wala siyang display, which means it's more affordable and mas better siya instead of you using your mouse. And we also have the pen display. So pen display, these are the Wacom products that has their display that can be used as your second monitor while teaching. Okay, for the pen display devices, we cater different sizes of monitors na magkakasya or that will suit the area that you're going to work with. So what if you're looking to upgrade your auditorium, if magkaroon na tayo ng physical setup, if you wanted to upgrade your auditorium, you can have the Cintiq 22 or Cintiq Pro 24s. So if you're in a home setup, you can go for Wacom One or Cintiq 16 since this is a smaller display that will not limit yung or kakain ng so much space sa desk mo. So that's the pen display or Wacom One to Cintiq Pro 24s. Now, for the device without displays or the pen tablets, these are the more affordable options. Na gusto mo pa rin wanted to try this one out or you wanted to really engage with your students. You can go for one by Wacom Small to Wacom Intuos Medium. So depending on your need or depending on your budget, you can choose any products from the catalog of Wacom. Okay, so Caleb, ano ba yung difference pala ng one by Wacom, Intuos, Wacom One, and Cintiq? So let's quickly run through it. So let's first discuss the Wacom One. So Wacom One is a 13-inch pen display. So all of our products ng Wacom pala, since we're using the EMR technology, this is a battery-free. It provides you a battery-free pen, a more accurate na pen, and mas durable siya compared sa other brands. So I will not mention any brands, pero when you use the Wacom talaga, you can see the difference or the accuracy na pinoproduce ng products natin. Okay, so sometimes kasi on other brands, their stylus or yung pen nila mismo, sometimes may cord yan or sometimes need mo siyang i-charge pag na-lowbat. But when you're using Wacom kasi, you just have to plug in your device or yung sabi natin Wacom One to your computer, then you can use your stylus at your heart's content. So kung nagwe-webinar ka man or nagturo ka 8 hours a day, you don't have to worry na kung malulubat ba yung pen mo or hindi. So that's Wacom One for you. So this is best for teachers that has a limited space or for laboratories that wanted to have their own courses for animation na need a more affordable option. Okay, so we also have Wacom Cintiq 16. So we all know that the Cintiq lineups are for, parang nakilala kasi talaga siya for animation and digital arts, di ba? But Wacom Cintiqs are currently being used for education na rin. So if your teachers or the universities require a larger size, you can go for Cintiq 16 and Cintiq 22 or 24. Pero nevertheless, with our current situation, the best product for a home setup will be Wacom One or Cintiq 16. So let's go to the pen tablets. So ito na yung sinasabi ko, the one by Wacom Small. So this is the most affordable and basic na pen tablets na meron tayo sa market. So hina-highlight namin to sa teachers, but this can also be used for wanted to learn animation or digital arts, especially sa mga students natin nasa webinar nito. If you wanted to learn digital arts and medyo hapit ka sa budget, you can go for Wacom One. And at the same time, for teachers that are looking for an option lang na magagamit nila in replacement with the mouse, for them to write or annotate or show the solution during their teaching, you can go for Wacom One by Wacom Small, since it's a compact size, sobrang gaan niya, and sobrang dali niyang gamitin. You just have to connect it via USB-A, one USB-A lang din. Ayun na siya. And if you're looking to have or requiring to have a larger size, you can go for one by Wacom medium size. Okay. So the Intuos lineup naman natin, these are actually the products that is mas improved version siya compared sa one by Wacom, since it gives you a higher pressure sensitivity, which is pressure sensitivity. These are the measurement kung how much the thickness or thinness of line na magagawa mo with your stylus, depending on the pressure na nilalagay mo to your tablet. So just to give an example, you have your pencil and you also have your bond paper. Di ba pag mas madiin yung pagsusulat natin using the pencil, it creates a more thicker and bolder line. But if ginaanan naman natin, mas manipis yung line na magagawa. So with Wacom, it also replicates that kind of detail. So depending on the pressure na nilalagay mo dun sa pen and also sa tablet, it replicates on how thick or how thin the line you're going to create digitally. So ayun. So Wacom Intuos also gives you express keys. So these express keys are shortcut keys that you can fully customize depending on your need na command. So for example, on this, let's say dito, on this button, you wanted to allocate or put the command Control-C or cut. Then sa another button, Control-V, you can do that. So instead reaching out to your keyboard, you can do that just by pressing the express keys na nilagyan mo nung command na yun. So if you're looking to a more larger size, then you can go for Intuos Medium Wireless. So remember that Wacom, Intuos, and one by Wacom has two sizes. You have the small and medium that will really suit your needs if you wanted to have a compact size or need mo ng mas malaking size. So actually, that's all for my presentation. So I would like to take this opportunity lang din if ever you wish to purchase your very own Wacom. This will be a very good time, since this is started actually last April 16, and this will run until May 16. We're actually offering the one by Wacom and Wacom Intuos, which are the pen tablets na affordable ni Wacom, at a discounted price. So this will be a very good time, and this next week on the upcoming 5/5 sale on Lazada and Shopee, we're going to sell the Wacom One and Cintiq 16 at a discounted price with a smudge card or an artist gloves. So before I end, I would really wanted to encourage everyone, all the deans, program heads, and also some of the PSITE officers and PSITE members to connect with Wacom team. So we have here the contact details of Julius Rivera, my contact details, and Miss Michelle Ileto. that you can contact anytime. We're open 24/7. But that's sorry, hindi rin po pala namin matulog. But we're very much open for any discussion for your schools or universities. If you wanted to have an in-depth discussion, or you wanted to have a presentation with your teachers and colleagues, we can do that as well. And if you need a, for example, a demo unit that you wanted to test out for your universities before purchasing one, we can also provide it, since for some universities and also some schools, if ever mag-require or mag-request yung teachers ng demo unit, para at least they can test it on their system or they can test it on the way they teach, we can do that. Pwede natin gawin, magpapahiram kami ng demo unit for 2 weeks for your evaluation. We can perfectly do that. So, ayun po. And we also wanted to invite everyone, especially the students then, to like the Philippines Facebook and Instagram page, since we do a lot of webinars then where we invited well-known artists to share their experience, and hopefully on the upcoming Wacom Live that we have, we can also invite teachers to teach on Wacom Philippines, para at least we both cater the market for digital arts and also for education. So, and with the Wacom Live pala na ginagawa namin on Facebook, we also give out free e-certificates na mailalagay natin sa resume natin, especially this pandemic. I really let's have this time be more beneficial to everyone. Learn different skills or learn new skills, para at least pag it's our time to contribute to our country, we can do that na rin. So if you wanted to learn more of the products, aside from contacting the Wacom Philippines team, you can also visit our official website. It's wacom.com/en-ph. Okay, so ayun, later po pala, after this webinar, Sir George will be putting a Google evaluation form. So we wanted to learn, or we wanted to hear more from you. So you can do that and evaluate how's the webinar and all. So ayun po. Thank you so much. That's all for my presentation, and thank you so much for listening. Ayun po. So,
Okay.
do we have any questions po pala? So, by the way pala, before I forget, right now we're actually running a try and buy program. So, hold on, let me open lang din yung file. It's a good opportunity na rin para mapakita to everyone that we have this one. Hold on. Okay. So, sir, share ko yung screen ko bilisan lang. So, we do have this try and buy program po pala that we're currently running with different universities. Wherein, na-discuss ko kanina, if your universities are looking to purchase their very own Wacom pen tablets or pen display, we can offer this program with you. So, we're going to lend you a demo unit of Wacom. Then within 2 weeks ng evaluation nyo, if you wish to purchase one, we can provide you with a discounted price. So on this program kasi, you can already test out it on your system and on your school. And if it's good or okay siya for your teachers or students, you can purchase it with a discounted price for the new products. So ayun po. So you have your everyone has our contact number naman. If you wanted to avail that program, please don't hesitate to contact us. Okay, so Sir Joel, Sir Jonino, and Sir George, I'm good now with my presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on. Okay, Sir Jan, thank you so much for sharing insights on how Wacom can be of help in facilitating learning and instructions digitally. May I request that you stay online for a while to receive the Certificate of Appreciation. Allow me to read the citation. Philippine Society of Information Technology Educators, in partnership with Wacom, Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Caleb John A. Nicolas for sharing his valuable time and expertise as resource speaker during the webinar titled Wacom Education, held online via Zoom on April 29, 2021, Central Luzon, given this 29th day of April 2021, Central Luzon, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Joey M. Suba, President, PSITE Central Luzon.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Probably the questions will be thrown at you. Paki-check na lang po yung mga email ninyo. Baka
Yeah,
nahihiya
sure. Sige po,
send
we're very much open.
pagtanong. So later we will be flashing again the email addresses of the speakers so you can shoot them some questions. Okay, just to pump you up later before we end the webinar, PSITE is giving away 3 winners of GCash credit, and Wacom is raffling special limited edition legacy masks. So make sure you filled out the registration form. Link is provided in the chat box. Moving forward, another invited speaker for this afternoon is the co-founder and chief executive officer of, I hope I can pronounce this correctly, Inkno. Is that how you say it? Mr. John Yan, who will talk about the class point presentation. Take it away, sir.
Hi, George. Hi, everyone. Hello from Singapore. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good. Welcome.
Good. It's my pleasure to be here. So it's my pleasure to speak in this webinar and as well as working with Wacom. We are a software company. So after the sharing by Caleb, I just want to add on and talk about our software. Maybe some of you can be interested because it works well with Wacom and it's free and it's integrated with PowerPoint. So we have some users in the Philippines. If you teach using PowerPoint, this will be a very good tool for you, especially on distant learning. So I would like to share my screen, but need to be allowed.
Sir Jonilo, can we give access for sharing screen to Janya?
Hold on, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Try now.
Yep. Okay, good. Thanks. All right, so what do I mean by the integration with PowerPoint? So this is the PowerPoint interface, and if you install our software, which I mean from the interface, you can see the pens and the whiteboards. It works seamlessly with the Wacom tablets. So I have a Wacom tablet in here to show you. And then I have a stylus. So with this USB connected to my laptop, I can actually do distant teaching pretty easily. Let me just show you. If I go to slideshow, because I have got ClassPoint installed, apart from the usual slideshow interface, you can see a toolbar, right? So this toolbar is having all the lasers and pens, highlighter, eraser, whiteboard, all these tools for you to engage with your content. Let me just fast forward to the demo. So about our company, we're a Singapore-based edtech company. So we built Future Classroom, which is of course going to be digital. And during COVID, there's a lot of teachers teaching online. And what you're going to have is you don't have access to the whiteboard anymore, right? So how do you engage with the content? Previously, At least in the classroom, you can use some kind of a laser pointer. But now, even laser pointer is not available because you don't have the screen. So what you can do is you can still present your PowerPoint, but use our features to engage with the content. Let me just move on to this slide. So this slide, I have a content slide. As a teacher, as a science teacher, I would like to walk my students through this content, but this content, this slide has a lot of information, right? So what I can do is, I'm just using the Wacom tablet now. I can choose the laser. It gives me a laser, so I can point at some place to show the students. I'm actually talking about gamma rays and X-rays and UV at the moment. If I want to do some annotation, I'm going to choose a color. Let's say I just want to choose a green color, and then I can circle visible and choose another, maybe black. I can circle UV, infrared, or even take notes, right? So this one is, you know, question, exam question. So by using a Wacom tablet, I can easily draw on the slide. And when I exit slide, all of you, I think you know that when I exit slide, all these annotation will be kept and saved on the slide. Let me just use the highlighter. I can highlight some of the stuff if I think it's really important for my students. Now, when I exit my slideshow, I can keep or discard my ink annotation. Let me just choose keep. And then you can see when I'm back to edit mode, I can have all these annotations saved on the slide. That means I'm not actually drawing on my display, I'm drawing the slides, right? Because when I exit, all the annotation will be saved. Right now from the toolbar, you can see I have a few colors predefined, so I can choose color, right? Because PowerPoint only allows us to pick from a tiny icon, and every time you change color, it takes you a few clicks. But in our case in here, we just lay out all the common pens that you use. Just now I changed the first pen to pink, and you can see the pink color in here. So several different colors with the highlighter, with the eraser. If you draw something that you want to erase it, you can use the eraser. You can select the eraser and then just simply erase it. Another feature that we add on to PowerPoint is the whiteboard. So let's say during slideshow, you need some space to explain your idea. We have a whiteboard in here. So click on the whiteboard. We can see you can see all these options as backgrounds. So I'll just choose maybe the simplest is a whiteboard, right? So I can just do, this is a whiteboard, right? If I need more page, I just go, and this time I choose a blackboard, right? Choose a white pen. You just continue, choose another. I can define my own background. So let's say I teach math, probably I just want to have an XY axis as a template. So I can just go here, X, Y, 0, and choose a different color. You know, I can draw a parabolic or something. And this time when I exit my slideshow, it will keep, and all the added whiteboard slides will be saved. Another one. So all these are the content slides that saved. So not only you can draw on your slide, when you exit your slideshow, all these are saved as your teaching record. So when you go back to a classroom, when you open this file again the next day or next week, you can have a clear idea what have you covered during the class, what have you not covered during your class. So digital classroom always give you the benefit of records, right? You have everything saved. If you click on this icon, you can also define your background. So you can see here, you know, you can use the default ones, but you can also use any image as your background. You can use the slide. So if you design something on the slide, you can use the content on the slide as your background. We have teachers who teach accounting, you know, use a lot of tables. So the teacher actually design a few slides all about the accounting tables, like the P&L and all that, and then save as different backgrounds. During class, she just have to select the background and then directly use a Wacom tablet to draw on the table, to fill in the table. So that's the annotation features. This software is called ClassPoint. It does the annotation and whiteboard pretty easily, but it doesn't stopping there. So there are other features. For example, we can have students submit answers to your questions. Let me select a pen. So this is how your students can join your class. So I can invite all of you to join if you have a mobile phone with you, or if you have a browser with you. You can just go to this URL. Suppose you are teaching now, and you have a bunch of students. They can connect to your class from anywhere, right? So they can be sitting in the same classroom. They can be tuning in from online, remotely. That's all fine. So when I join, my name will appear, and then I can see the slide. So I'll just give a short moment for you guys to join. Just to demonstrate one or two very simple interactive features. So if you do interactive activities in your class, this is a very good companion. So maybe you use tools like, Kahoot or Nearpod. They'll be very similar. But everything that you can do here is integrated with PowerPoint. So it's super easy. Easy to do, easy to join. So just now you only need to key in the class code and your name to identify yourselves, and you can join, right? And the class code is always displayed in here. So as a teacher, I can see the code, and this code can be displayed to students as well. And I can see how many students are here, right? I can see all your names in here. So let me just start this activity. So I'm a science teacher. I'm going to ask my students, what are your top 3 favorite colors? You can just click on this, and on your browser, you can start to answer the question. You can see a text box. Whatever you fill inside the text box, and you submit, your answers will be displayed on the screen. You can type in any languages. All right, the color will just appear, and you can, add more colors. And the same color, which is submitted by most people, will appear to be the biggest. So size will also be an indication of how many submissions you have received, right? So you can click here and see, 3 people like black. Actually, black in our time is the favorite color of all, at least men, yeah? Every man like black. Okay, I can save that, and I can also save this for review. So if, let's say, I really like to save my students' answers because they're very creative, I can save this for review, and this button has become green. I can click and view their responses. So that is another type of content saved for my students, because then not only I can save my interactions with the slides, but I can also save my interactions with the students. I have a poll here. There are 7 different colors in the world. Is this true or false? We have a feature here called quick poll. I just need to choose maybe a true false templates for you, and now you can start to poll. All right. If you like music, we can display music. Otherwise, you can mute the music. So now it's just a very simple way for me to get feedback from my students, right? So I ask a question, you feedback to me, I can adjust my teaching pretty easily. And also click in to see names as well. What's more, you can see here I have 6 submissions, but actually I have 9 students, right, in the class. So you can come here to click this live status. It shows me 7 students submitted their answers, 2 haven't, right? So I can click here and see what are the names of the students. Do they need any help? All right. So once the students submit, the name will disappear from pending and appear in submitted. Let me just choose false. My name disappeared and appeared in here. So that's what we mean by live status. I can close that. Of course, you can run many other things like multiple choice, in short answer. Yeah, I can also send a slide to you. This is interesting. If students have Wacom tablet, they can use a Wacom tablet as well. So I have a question here. I want the students to draw the shape of 2 light waves. So what does 2 light waves look like? I can just click the slide drawing, and all of you will see a button called Open Slide. Just click on that Open Slide. I'll just mute. Click Open Slide, and then you can draw using different colors. Of course, if you're using mobile phone, using tablet, you can, I can draw anything. You can use your finger to draw, but if you are using a tablet, let's say students are using Chromebook or something, they can use a Wacom tablet to draw as well. Whatever they draw will appear on the screen, and I can click in to reveal your answers. All right, I can go through your answers, and actually I can like some answers. In fact, I'll like all of them. Yeah, something like that. Oh, this is actually 2 light waves. Yeah, good. If I want to save this, I can click save, and it actually immediately create a slide for me. So if I want to comment on this, I can easily do that, right? So that's, I'm not going to demonstrate all the features here, just to give an idea of what it can do. So it can do annotation, it can do the whiteboard, it can also interact with students. So these are the features, and you can run quizzes, and after the quiz, you can score the students. You can, let's say, can you see the trophy icon? Actually, it's the competition question. These competition will be used to score students and rank students, and you can have some kind of fun leaderboard. So all these are the best ways to engage students. We also have a feature, teacher's favorite feature, is called pick a name. Sometimes you may have difficulty of calling student names to answer questions. You don't know which student you should pick. Just let the God tell us, right? So lucky draw, it's fair to everybody, right? Whatever box I click, I don't even know whose name is behind the box. Yeah, Darvis, you must answer this question. Let's just click another one. Yeah, Adriel, you're the lucky one. So you can do this with your students as well and engage them in your online class or classroom class, because usually if you don't engage them, especially during an online class, they may be like, watching a drama or something, or doing something else. Well, they appear to look at the screen, but they're not, right? So student engagement, especially digital student engagement, is the most effective way to engage your students. And all of these features that I demonstrated are free. So you just need to download, install this application. Of course, we have a paid plan, but you can always start from free. It has most of the features, and then you just try things out and see if it can help you, right? At the end of the class, I can also easily, let's say I want to share the whole deck with my students. Why? Because I've got the original slides, I've got the annotation, I've got the whiteboard. So this is my tutorial class, right? I want to share with my students. So what I can do here, I can click this share PDF, just click on that. When I click on this share PDF, it will scan all the deck and basically convert this deck to a PDF and upload this to our cloud, right? So it takes a while because many slides. But after that, a QR code will be displayed on the screen like this, and you will receive a pop-up. If you were previously connected to my class, you will see a pop-up, and you can open PDF. Then you can have a PDF version of the whole class. If you're not connected, you can scan this QR code. Once you scan this QR code, you will also get a PDF version of the whole deck. So if you want to, if you are, especially you're a math teacher, you use whiteboard a lot, what you can do is you can always come, and I'll just close this. You can come here and start a new presentation and go to a slideshow. Yeah. So all you have to do is just to use this as a whiteboard. Number 1, page 1, and you just go and, I need a number 2, I need a number 3, and then this is your tutorial class. After you end the class, just keep annotation. Now you have a PowerPoint file of 3 whiteboards. So you can use PowerPoint as a whiteboard with ClassPoint. And after that, you can use our QR code sharing feature to share the whiteboards with students. So they don't need to constantly take notes, right? They can just scan QR code and get the lesson notes from you directly. So that's another benefit of digitization, and Wacom and ClassPoint together can achieve that for you really, really easily. Okay, so last I'll just handwrite our URL. It's just class point .io, right? So if you want to find out more information about ClassPoint, just go to classpoint.io, and then in there you can download the app and try things out. And if you have any questions, we have message box on the website. You can directly talk to our team right there. Okay, that's all I want to share so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Yan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yan, for that very interesting showcase of an application. Surely educators like me are interested because it makes
Thank you so much.
It makes life easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe request Mr. Yan to please stay online for a while as we present this certificate of appreciation. Allow me to read the citation. Philippine Society of Information Technology Educators, in partnership with Wacom, Certificate of Appreciation is presented to John Yan for sharing his valuable time and expertise as resource speaker during the webinar titled Wacom Education, held online via Zoom on April 29, 2021, Central Luzon, given this 29th day of April 2021, Central Luzon, Philippines, signed Dr. Joey M. Suba, President, PSITE Central Luzon.
Thank you. It's my great pleasure.
Thank you. Okay. The delegates might have a question. We will be requesting our speakers to be flashing their email addresses where we can get in touch with you, sirs. Sirs Yan and Sirs Caleb. Okay. We would also be awarding the certificate of appreciation to our partner, which is Wacom. Can I request a representative from Wacom to please accept this certificate of appreciation? Allow me to read the citation. Philippine Society of Information Technology Educators, in partnership with Wacom, certificate of appreciation is presented to Wacom for being the sponsor during the webinar titled Wacom Education, held online via Zoom on April 29, 2021, Central Luzon, given this 29th day of April 2021, Central Luzon, Philippines, signed Dr. Joey M. Suba, President, PSITE Central Luzon.
Thank you, PSITE.
I think there's one question about ClassPoint, Sir Yan. Is this, do you have a free version of this that we can try on?
Yes, ClassPoint is free. So just go to our website and download and install for free.
Oh.
You can upgrade to Pro only when you think it's needed. Otherwise, I'm super happy everybody used the free version.
Okay, that's good news for everyone. That's good
news
news to all educators. Yes. So for those who are interested, you just have to visit the website. Can we have the website, Mr. Yan? What is the website?
Okay, I will type into the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
For everybody's information.
Yeah.
Classpoint.io.
Classpoint.io. Okay, I'll be the first visitor of this website. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before we end this, we will be raffling some items sponsored by Wacom and by PSITE Central Luzon. So Wacom will be giving away 3 limited edition legacy face masks. Very timely. This is what we need. And then PSITE is giving away 200 peso credit and 1 300 peso credit sa GCash po. Can we have the roleta? Hopefully we get to win. So what are we winning for this first raffle?
For the first prize, for the first raffle, we have the legacy mask. So here it is. Dr. Sir Richmond Carabeo.
Sir Richmond Carabeo, you
next
just
one,
won.
Swerte, ah.
Let's have a 100 pesos GCash load.
Okay.
We have
Sino pong nanalo, Sir John? Walang naka-flash.
wala po ba?
Ayun, mabilis lang siya. Sino yun?
We
Joan
have
Perez.
Ma'am Joan Perez.
Joan Perez.
From
Okay.
Bulacan State University.
Ang bulso.
Joan Perez. Congratulations.
Bulacan
Okay.
State University.
Another 100 peso GCash load. So we have Mr. Fort Manuel Delpin Cardinal. Congratulations. Next, we have one legacy face mask. Congratulations to Eduardo G. Comploma Jr. So one more legacy face mask. Here it is. Congratulations to Ma'am Miriam Parinas. And lastly, we have the 300 GCash load. So I will message you through your given information. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Okay. So for those who have won, please wait a message from Sir Jonilo for the steps that you have to take to redeem your prizes. Okay. Moving on to formally close today's webinar, I would like to call on virtually Wacom's Country Manager, Mr. Julius Rivera.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, I hope that this afternoon we managed to give you a meaningful webinar. I hope you've learned from the Wacom Education solution. We're very open to further discuss with you Wacom Educational Solution, case studies, and or any partnership possible between Wacom, the PSITE as an organization, PSITE Region 3, and specifically on each of your schools. So please be open to communicate with us. If you need further presentations from us or if you need further help from us in developing your online education solution, please let us know. And I hope that through our guest speaker a while ago, Dr. Zanyan, we managed to give you a more enticing way to teach online. I hope that you could use ClassPoint and take leverage into the free offering of ClassPoint and InkNote through Dr. Janyan. And I hope we could easily develop holistic online education learning here in the Philippines. So maraming salamat po. For further questions, please don't hesitate to communicate with us. Doc Joey has our direct contacts. We also flash it on the screen. And again, congratulations, PSITE Region 3. As always, you've been very helpful to your educational institution members by providing them this kind of webinars. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. And I hope that we can have another presentation with you guys for a different learning session. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we will do. Thank you, Sir Julius.
Thank you, Sir Julius. Just a reminder for you to be able to complete this webinar, please fill out the evaluation form, which is flashed now. The link is being flashed now on our chat box. So those who have registered and filled out the form will be the ones qualified to get a certificate of completion. Okay, so that wraps up today's activity. And remember, no, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan yung ating ipapa-fill out na form. Minessage na po ako ni Sir John Caleb. So kailangan po niyong i-fill out yung form. Now, can we just have a photo op, everybody? Sir
Yes.
Richmond?
Yes, sir. Sige po.
Yes, please, Sir G, as we are waiting and preparing for the photo op, yung digital arts competition ng Earside.
Sir, pa-plug na
Okay
lang
po.
natin, sir.
Sige po.
Invite them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one?
Ay, sir. Ako po ba, sir?
Yes, Sir
Okay,
Richmond.
sir. Hello po. Sorry. So, we would like to invite everybody to take part po sa magaganap po nating digital arts competition na magaganap po until May 3. Pwede pa po magpasa ng submission ng entry yung ating pong mga schools if they want to participate to this competition. So it will be until May 3. And then the judging will be announced on May 7 during the Earside event po ng PSITE. Ayun po. So you can just visit the Facebook page of PSITE Region 3, official page of PSITE, para po makita natin yung official posting and registration and how to
Hello,
be part of that
ma'am.
event.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Tinitingnan ko kasi yung ano nito.
Sige, picture na tayo, Sir Richmond. Thank you.
Okay, kindly
Okay,
turn
sir.
on your cameras, please.
1, 2, set.
Yun, may Korean tayong kasama.
Next
Sir,
style.
Sir Junilo, take ka rin eh. Thank you.
Yes po, sir. First style muna tayo, sir.
Okay, okay.
Dual set. Kimchi.
Alam ko
Next
Singaporean
slide.
kasama natin. Korean pala.
But kimchi.
Kimchi. Cheese. Pattern on na lang po yung mga kampo natin. Please. Next po. Next na, Sir Richmond.
Okay, okay.
2, set. 1, 2, 3, smile.
Ay, Ma'am Nikki. Si Ma'am Nikki nakita ko.
1, 2, 3, smile.
Nandiyan pala si Ma'am Nikki. Tumabash.
Yes, sir. Okay na ako, sir, on my end.
Okay na rin po sa akin.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody.
Please don't forget to fill out the evaluation form po. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the
And
speakers.
also-
Thank you, Wacom.
All
Thank
the
you po.
winners po, message ko na lang po kayo how to claim your prizes. Thank you.
Sir
Thank
Richmond,
you.
yung mga certificates, kindly email them to Sir Julius and Sir Caleb.
Ay, okay, sir. Sige po.
Thank you,
Really,
Sir
everyone.
Yan. Thank you, Sir Julius.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Sir
Sir
Julius.
Caleb. Nice meeting you po.